And so that's when I realized, the problem is actually not me. Now, to realize that you're not the problem is, well, I think very liberating, but also a little
Yeah.
bit, well, saddening.
Hi everyone, Elle Ballard is here today on our podcast with my beautiful guest, Soochen Low, all the way from Australia. Hi Soochen, welcome.
Oh, hello, Elle. Happy New Year. So excited
Happy
to
New
be here.
Year. Yes, great to have you. Suchin is a creative power business alchemist and sovereign leadership catalyst, CEO of Happy.Positive.Successful, 3x number one international bestselling author, international keynote speaker, MBA, B Design class with first class honors, Global Women of Purpose nominee, trailblazer in business, founder of Creating Value Able Leaders in Our Next Generation, a Potential Regina Legacy Project. Welcome, my friend. Great
Thank
to
you.
see you. Tell us back to how it all started for you. This amazing, congratulations, by the way, with all this amazing awards and achievements and successes. I know it's not a small feat, but congratulations with everything. And 3x number one international bestselling author. Amazing as well.
Yes, no, thank you very much, Elle. So, yeah, I think for all of these accolades, achievements to come to pass, it was really a pivotal point where, made at a time of, well, great sadness and I think great chaos as well in a time of my life. So, 4 years ago, I walked out of a 10-year abusive marriage. And this marriage was all about money. So those of you who have been in marriages, money is one of the topics that could cause conflict. But money in my case was used to manipulate, minimize, and constantly keep me always hyper vigilant, because my ex-husband, now the person that I married 10 years ago, saw my creative and financial power and saw it as a huge asset. Now, back in that time, I was just being myself, doing my thing as women do, thinking that it's not a big deal. But then obviously somebody saw it as a literal gold mine. So what happened was then for 10 years, because I was, I suppose living out the old conditioning of thinking I need to earn love and approval, and always thinking, oh, what can I do to be better? Oh, you think this is not good enough? Yes, I'll change. Yes, I'll do more. Yes, I'll work harder. Yes, I'll push more. All of that. Not realizing that that was a technique that my ex-husband used to
Mhm.
always keep me doubting myself, keeping me small, thinking, oh, I'm not doing enough, just so that I could supply him with more. Because when you keep telling somebody you're not enough, the usual pattern is they will want to do more. So for 10 years, we were always arguing about how it's not contributing enough in the marriage, even though our joint business, which was a consulting business, was a 7-figure business. My coaching business was a 6-figure business. So you would think that, well, there seems to be quite a lot of money rolling around. Why are we still arguing about this? Right. And then finally, when I landed a 20K client, which, in the coaching space, that's not a small amount. And I thought, wow, he will be very, very excited. Instead of being excited, he actually said to me, wow, 20K, they were going to pay me you that much money? They must be crazy, because I would never pay you that much. So whilst that really hurt on so many levels, because I was really thinking this was going to be the thing to solve it once and for all, it really became this moment of understanding, oh, this amount, it doesn't matter how much it was, who it came from, how it came, and when it came. It was actually even not about the money. And ultimately, it wasn't even about me. Because for 10 years, I've been, bending myself backwards, turning myself into pretzel, ticking all the boxes, trying to make sure everything was all done. And yet it wasn't. And so that's when I realized, the problem is actually not me. Now, to realize that you're not the problem is, well, I think very liberating, but also a little
Yeah,
bit, well, saddening, because then you
yeah.
think, oh, then I can't stay and I can't keep working on this marriage. Yeah, so
Mm.
it's kind of a paradox, because you're thinking, okay, that means I got to go. And by that time, it was a pretty toxic marriage. You can imagine for 10 years, have always constantly being hyper vigilant. My whole nervous system was very, very tense by that time, not sleeping very well, always afraid, always walking around on eggshells. So it's like, it was really time that the universe was saying to me, understanding that there was nothing more to do, that I had to go. But when I wanted to go, when I look ahead of me, it was like this big void, because I'm thinking everything that I've lived and created is in this marriage, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm going to leave it all behind. I'm going to walk away. And obviously the potential of having no place to go and no money. But I actually thought, actually being homeless, even as tough as it is, and having no money, that's got to be better than what I'm going through now. And that's when I
Wow.
decided to, walk out. So, in that chaos, in that sadness, but also a great liberation, realizing that
Yeah.
I'm not the problem. Then a week later, the universe called me through a 6-figure client who knew about my work and said, look, you're a speaker, an author, you're a teacher. Can you take my hands-on mathematical activities and take it out to the schools? So that was really that client who then reestablished my finances. I was able to set my company out in my own right, away from all the history. And so all the achievements that you kind of read and introduced me as really was like a manifestation from that point. So for me, it's to say that, at a time of deep sadness and losing everything, and yet the heavens open up, so to speak, and money rained down on me, I realized that, well, if I've always had creative and financial power, the missing piece is the sovereign power, the power of walking out, realizing your worth, making a stand, and then leaving everything behind you. A lot of times when we make that step, we think nothing's going to catch us, we're going to crash and burn. But I discovered that, wow, I have wings and I can fly. So I think that's really that pivotal point for it to all come to pass.
Beautiful. Well, I'm sorry you had to go through that experience, but thank you for sharing your story.
Mm,
And I know you are in a better place now. And so, yeah, so with everything you have built, and it's really a decision point, right? Like you decided for yourself, this is no longer working for me, the situation I'm in. And whatever I have to go through, I'm ready to go through, whether it's
mm,
been, meaning being homeless or whatever. So you made that decision. It's just so interesting how often it's at the decision point that things actually start moving for us, right? The
mm.
universe gave you the opportunity, calls happening, things
Yes,
are coming to us because we made that decision, that
mm,
intention that this is what I'm gonna do, right? And I think that's just such a
yes.
powerful moment in your life, realizing that. So thank you for sharing that. Now, when you started building your business as this powerful woman in your space, what were some of the lessons that you learned in building a business and life, really, this new life for
Mm,
yourself? What were some of the, or maybe there is one big lesson that you would want to share with our listeners who,
mm.
maybe in a similar situation?
Sure, sure. So what I discovered, which was, either a few lessons, but, I think the biggest lessons, as what I
Hmm.
kind of pointed to earlier, was I recognized that there needed to be an alignment in my 3 power centers, which I now call the power trinity. So it's the power of
Mm-hmm.
3. And this power 3 starts off with your creative power, which is your crown chakra. This is for us, my clients are female conscious creative entrepreneurs with spiritual gifts, they're healers, they're coaches. So, they very much understand that, yes, they're very much connected to the universe, their divine intelligence or their source or their guides, whatever it is that they access. So that's the first uh, crown chakra power center. Then the second power center is the sovereign power, which is being the queen of your life, your business, your destiny. And that's really where the portal is, through the heart chakra. And then the bottom, the third chakra, which is your root chakra, is what I call your financial power. This is where in this earthly dimension, we create a business container to really receive this power that we are kind of bringing through into this dimension from the multi-dimensions or the multiverse. So I found through my experience, as I said before, that there needs to be an alignment of these three power centers. Many times for women, especially with these creative gifts, they are more focused on the business side of things, thinking that they've got to do all the things that all business coaches say they need to do. And then they forget, or they forget, or they don't know that they need to still really honor that creative power and the sovereign power, and they all need to come into alignment. Because sometimes when we're busy building a business, we are so focused on that, we almost think that, well, I don't need to worry about about my intuition. I think just don't worry about my connection to the guides. Maybe that's not anything, because lots of coaches do tell you, I'm sorry, we can't sell that. We can't, that's too woo, that's too weird. We can't sell that. And what I've discovered through my personal lessons, as well as working with my clients, that it's not about we can't sell that. It's about how do we align all these three power centers in a way that is allowing you to really sell that, but be of service to your clients. So that would be the biggest lesson, this power trinity alignment.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Love that. Love that. Thank you for taking us through all the channels and pieces of this, because it's just love it. And I so relate, and that is actually a great transition to my next question that I want to talk about. Women of the World, we are, as a company and our podcast, we also sort of adding this new edge to reflect also my journey of embodiment as a dancer. And with that said, and you mentioned alignment so perfectly, alliance with this too, as a successful woman in business and building a business on your own terms. How this idea of an embodied woman leader in business helped you move through this challenges, lessons, really creating the life that you want to create for yourself?
No, that's a great question. And I think embodiment, it comes in many, people relate to it in different words. It can be a manifestation. It can be a physical realization of, whatever you're bringing through. But I think also a level of groundedness. And I think for me, for myself, and certainly for lots of women that I've spoken to, this embodied nature, I think, really will come through the heart connection. It's really the heart portal that really allows us to go, you know what, I just felt that. I've just heard that. And, to be able to be accessing your heart, you in a way have to claim your power to say that, yes, my heart chakra or my intuition is my superpower. And I think women through, we know this, but we haven't in a way given it the voice, because we are in a way, right, the outside noise is saying, oh, you're too sensitive, or oh, you're too much, or you're overthinking it. And in a way, I'm trying to say that embodiment really, before it gets into your whole nervous system and really filter right through into your actions, into your emotions, or your results, so to speak, it's like the heart is that portal. And what is that? Because that heart is the opening for us to really hear and honor our guidance from, the wherever the realm is that you access your information, to hear it, to honor it, and go, well, yeah, that's exactly right. I felt like something was off when I spoke to this person. Okay, that makes sense. That resonates with what I heard from the multiverse that I'm bringing down. And when you are then that stronghold or that cornerstone to say, yeah, I trust that, then when you move forward to perhaps not talk to that person or not invest with them or relax or walk away, it then becomes, because it's grounded through your heart, then when you take the action, it's anchored now into your reality. And then obviously that becomes a manifestation, because now you have evidence in your business, in your life, that, wow, I've just walked away from something because I honored my
Mm-hmm.
heart, my feeling, and my intelligence from the divine. So when you keep doing this from moment to moment, it starts building this sovereignty, or this, really, people call it confidence, but I really call it the sovereignty, this trust in yourself that I am actually in alignment. And when you are in alignment, it almost seems as if you don't have to do big things, because the alignment then is this big lever to do the heavy lifting for you. So that it would
Mm-hmm.
almost seem that then you write a post, or you reach out to somebody to make a call, and you're like, magic happens, and you're thinking, is it the call? Well, of course you do need to make the call, otherwise it won't have a anchor point to translate itself. But what
Mm-hmm.
was it? It was actually the embodiment of, I am the queen. I trust myself. This is right. This is the way to go. And you know what? Even if it's not right, I'm happy to make tweaks. Like, I do it on my own terms. I
Right.
can course correct, right? It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm honoring the fact that I heard it. I'm taking action on it. And even if it's wrong, I'm going to back myself. I'm not going to, abandon myself. I'm going to say, well, good job, Soochen, or good job, Elle. You followed that action. Let's course correct. So being able to do this, I feel, is a very powerful
Yeah.
embodiment that really creates real changes in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Love that. I love that. Yeah, because I think we attract from that state too, and that's the important aspect of that for me is we attract from that space. We no longer have to maybe go all the
Yes.
time. Because things come because we are in that state, right? And so that's the whole embodied edge, and I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Suchin. Now I want to move to the rapid fire questions that we
All
have.
right.
I have 5 questions for you,
Okay.
and let me know if you're ready.
Sure.
Awesome. So my first question is your favorite book title
Ah, right.
is
My favorite book title. Well, I have to say, it will be my own book title. It will be Women of Purpose,
Women
Creating
of
a Better
Purpose.
World. Creating a Better World.
Beautiful. Creating a better world.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome. So, summer or winter?
Winter.
Favorite international destination to visit?
Italy.
Oh, beautiful. When you look back, insightful revelations, and we are actually at the perfect point of the beginning of the year. When you look back and reflecting, what are one of the things that you learned about yourself recently?
That I think that, yes, whilst I'm busy, creating my business, I have a legacy, I have projects, things are going on in my life. I think at the end of the day, we need to remember that all of these are just are expressions of ourselves, expressions of
Yeah,
who we truly are. For those of us who are spiritual and very conscious entrepreneurs, you know what I mean, that our true essence at the end of the day is we are the divine creator. So
yeah,
we come into this earthly dimension to be able to create and to express. And that's the joy, and ultimately things will go, things may get destroyed, things will have to be let go. But anything, for instance, if your business goes through a lull or it goes through a dip, it actually does not define us in any way, because ultimately, when all things come and go, we still remain. The true essence of all of us, this infinite identity that we are, remains eternal, undiminished, and always, evolving. So, in a
hmm,
way, this helps us to not be, I suppose, attach ourselves to businesses that we create. Because sometimes when we're so into the business, and we become so identified with the numbers, we identify with how much money am I making, how many clients am I getting, until we forget
yeah,
that, hey, this is just a thing that I decided to create for my own expression, for my own
yeah,
fun, right? For my own enjoyment in this time in this dimension, so that we have this perspective to, in a way, not get too precious about it. And in that way, be able to still remain sovereign over it, so that we are not actually unconsciously giving our power away to time, to money, to
Yeah.
people, to clients, to life itself, and to your business. When you remain sovereign and in a way free and detached, that's when you, well, ironically, continue to create great things.
Love that. Love that. Thank you for playing. Now, for our listeners, before we conclude here, I have one more question for you just to finish our conversation today. But if our listeners wanted to connect with you, how can they find out more information about you?
Okay, and I think in the show notes, I think Elle, you'll probably have my,
Yeah.
link to the LinkedIn, so they can
Yeah.
look me up on LinkedIn, or I suppose if they Google Soochen Low, or the whole list of my website will come in, www.Happy.Positive.Successful.com. If my talk has resonated with you today, I encourage you to organize either a coffee chat with me, or a strategy alignment session. This is the Power Trinity strategy alignment session. So where we actually get to see, well, how is your power trinity? Is it stacking up? Is it in alignment? Because maybe something is out of alignment. That's why maybe things are not going as well as you would like to. And what I do is then I design a strategy aligned to you, not a cookie cutter strategy, but a strategy customized to you, so that you can honor your rhythm, honor your intuition, create a business masterpiece that actually flies with you while you still stay grounded and feeling very supported. So, yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, sounds fabulous. Love it. Yeah, and while we are concluding, and like you said, we will post information to connect with you on LinkedIn as well, a link to that in the comments of this audio or video on our YouTube channel. But yeah, as we are concluding here, is there anything you want to share with the audience? Your final thoughts, maybe connected to your mission, your business, anything that's you're looking forward in 26, or anything at all?
Yeah, I think in 2026, this is the year, last year was the year of the snake, where it was all about letting go what did not serve. And this
Yeah.
is the year where we are powering for its acceleration, it is momentum. And sometimes I think we can kind of go, well, why am I not going as fast as I should? Or maybe am I too slow? I think it's really to say, honor yourself always, first and foremost, honor your rhythm, honor whatever it is you're doing, because there's your one-time cosmic event. Is that what my business mentor would say? You're a cosmic event, so therefore you get to make the rules, you get to call the shots, and you're doing your thing. So I think that would be important to remember going forward, so that no other people's voices will come to distract you.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, my friends, for this conversation. Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year.
Happy New Year. So
Yes.
excited that we got to share
So,
this space, Al. Thank you.
yes, me too. Thank you so much. Speak soon.